Hi boys and girls, welcome to Jammin Randy video blog for 2017. This is episode number 4. As many of you know that are following my blog this year, it's focusing on things that make our world a better place. So it's called A Better World. Not only is it things that we make our world better for ourselves, but things that make our world better for the people around us too, because the things we do and the way we act and the things we help others with makes not only our world a better place for us, but for the people around us. And this week I worked on a new song called What If? And it talks about imagination and using your imagination to dream up new things that we maybe never heard of before. And that's really important because it helps us not only in our playtime that we do play with other kids, but it helps us in our adult lives as we can use our imaginations to be creative and come up with maybe solutions or something new. Research shows that using your imagination is very, very important. When you have a strong imagination, you're able to think of something and make it into something different using only the power of your mind. This makes playtime fun, and the children in a real world you use throughout your lives. People of all ages use your imagination skills to accomplish things by like inventing new technologies, creating new pieces of art, creating new music, like I create new music, and creating ideas that maybe take the world by storm. You hear all these things on TV of new products that people come up with and invent that make our world a little easier and better for ourselves. And they wouldn't be able to do those things if they didn't use their imagination and be creative about coming up with things. When you use your imagination and learn to be creative, there's some things that it does for us. It makes our world, it makes people happier. Since they're able to entertain themselves, they're less likely to become bored when they're left alone. So they can come up with ideas of how to play and how to do different things on their own. You have better social skills when you use your imagination, since pretending helps them understand the minds of others, which is an important ingredient of social interaction. You understand people's emotions better. You also think more wisely because you can think through situations and the things that are going on, and it helps us think more wisely. Of course, it helps you become more creative in the way you deal with problems, and you have this growth mindset of, I can do this, I can figure this out on my own because I can use my imagination and come up with new things. So it's really important with having your growth mindset of knowing that you can accomplish this if you try a little harder, or maybe if you just use your imagination a little bit more and be creative. So I'm going to share this song with you today. It's called What If? And I challenge you to come up with some ideas of things that help you do different things, or maybe what if just imaginary fun things. You know, what if, like in my song, it talks about what if birds could bark? Cats wouldn't be able to climb up trees and be safe because dogs are on the ground, but if birds could bark, they'd chase them up the tree and they wouldn't be safe up there, right? And so I thought that was kind of a creative thing I came up with. But the one that's a serious one at the end of the song that is my dream and my what if is, what if we were all at peace? That we didn't fight with each other. We wouldn't have fighting anymore. Wouldn't it be great if everybody got along and we didn't have the fighting, and everybody was at peace with each other and got along? That's my hope for our world someday, that we all can be peaceful and just live amongst each other and live peacefully. So I'm going to share with you this song called What If. After the song, I'm going to challenge you to a couple things to use your imagination. And so here we go with What If. I hope you enjoy it.
I like to ask questions, I like to know why things work the way they do. My mind begins to wander with my imagination. I think to myself, what if? What if birds could bark? Cats wouldn't be safe up in trees. What if What if? What if turtles had wings? They could fly and eat apples from the tree. What if? What if? What if? What if we slept like bats? We wouldn't need a bed to sleep. What if? What if? What if? I like to ask questions, I like to know why things work the way they do. My mind begins to wander with my imagination. I think to myself, what if? What if monkeys went to school? They climb around the room in class. What if? What if? What if? What if cookies were fruits? I'd eat cookies every day for breakfast. What if? What if? What if? What if everyone was at peace? There wouldn't be fighting anymore. What if? What if? What if? I like to ask questions, I like to know why things work the way they do. My mind begins to wander with my imagination. I think to myself, what if?
I hope you enjoyed the What If song, and I hope it challenges you to use your imagination skills and be creative on your own. Some of the things that you can do to help you be creative and use your imagination: reading books. Reading books, when you read those words and those stories, it helps you use your imagination because you don't see it on a TV screen, you don't see it on a computer screen. You use your imagination to picture what's happening in that book and with the words. You can tell stories to people, make up some of your own stories. That's another good way to use your imagination. I make up stories and little songs in my classroom all the time, and the kids usually have a fun time listening to my made-up stories and songs. Dressing up is another way you can use your imagination. Dress up and pretend you're different people. Pretend you're a king or queen, or a policeman or a fireman, or a cook or a chef or somebody like that. Have fun dressing up and pretending those things. Playing games is another way to use your creative and imagination. When you play games and stuff like that, you come up with creative ways to maybe win, or different ways to do something a little different in that game. The one that kind of inspired me to write this song is the what if game. So when you're sitting around with your family, propose a what if question. Say, hey, what if we had 8 fingers on our hand? Wouldn't that make the world a little different? What if you guys, as kids, never argued about cleaning up your room? That might be a good what if question. Or what if all you ever had for supper was pizza? Or what if, there's all kinds of what if things to do. Come up with a what if question, ask your parents, or your parents, you can ask your children, what if, and come up with some type of a question to really challenge them and use their creativeness. So there's all kinds of different things that you can do to create imagination and work on using your creative side of your brain. And so thank you for joining me today on this video blog number 4 for Jammin Randy. And remember to be creative this week and think up of some what if questions. If you think of some really cool what if questions, you can type them under the comments in my video blog here on YouTube and write them on there. Maybe we can create some discussion of some fun what if questions, and everybody can use their imagination to respond and come up with some really cool things. So Have a great week and be creative. And until next time, you keep jamming.